Hi and welcome back to my sewing vlog. I'm Natalie and this is the Seaside Sewist. This vlog is the conclusion of a vlog post that I put up a couple of weeks back, maybe a month or two back, and it was to help me choose my Christmas dress, and I put a poll up with 4 dresses on and the fabric that I wanted to make the dress in, and everyone voted, and the winner was the Friday Pattern Company Davenport dress. So this is actually the one that I wanted to win, but I give you guys the choice, but the Davenport one. So the Davenport is an intermediate pattern for woven fabrics. It goes from extra small to 7X. So extra small is a bust of 32 to 33 inches, a waist of 24 to 25 inches, and a hip of 34 to 35 inches. And then the 7X goes up to a bust of 59 to 60 inches, a waist of 52 to 53 inches, and a hip of 62 to 63 inches, which is a massive size inclusive pattern. So that is really good. So the Davenport dress is the perfect throw on and go dress. It features full sleeves with an elasticated ruffle hem, as well as a shoulder flutter detail. The hem hits above the knees. The front neckline is gathered in with elastic, and the waist features a drawstring, so this dress can be pulled on and off without any closures. Most importantly, the Davenport features roomy pockets that are perfect for stowing away all of your treasures. This pattern is suitable for all skill levels, and we will take you step by step through the sewing process. So that is the pattern there. The two, well, there's a front and back line drawing here, so you can see the ruffled hem and the little flutter detail on the sleeve. Now, I didn't go off a lot of those things, so I only had 2 meters of fabric, and I needed, I believe, 2.75. So I took this along to one of my sewing socials, and it wasn't easy. I'll show you in a minute, but there's like, I obviously wanted it to have a central point, and there's a star that goes down the central point. And one of my sewing ladies sat with me for ages trying to get all the pieces that I needed to get out of it. And we thought we'd gone off the central star, and we'd gone to a star off to the side, so the front bodice isn't as in line as what I would have wanted, but I've worn it and no one's noticed. So I obviously had to leave a few things out, which didn't really bother me. So what did I leave off then? So I'm not into a ruffle anyway, so I took the ruffle away because that was 4 big pattern pieces to make the ruffle, and I just lengthened the skirt. I didn't do the little flutter detail, and I didn't put the pockets in. So, but I did everything else. And the back lining piece of the yoke, I think, had to be pieced. But I'm quite happy with what I got out of it. This pattern has got a few different features that I hadn't used before, and I actually really like them. So there is the neckline is a piece of elastic inside a casing. I think that looked really nice, and then it has like 2 yokes, like little front yokes on the side. So you construct that way. You do your elastic in its casing, and then you sort of encase each yoke piece over the front, and then it comes back over. You use the burrito method, which I've done before. So a massive thing for me, I nearly threw this out of the window at one point because the sleeves to me aren't right. And I wore it to go out for a Christmas meal and it looked fine, but it just felt quite tight across here. So I don't know whether I should have sized up or whether I've done something wrong with the sleeves. So for me, the sleeve pattern piece was symmetrical. And then you put gathering in and you leave that gathering. It's not to ease the sleeve in, it's actually to leave in. But I just felt like it just didn't fit right. And when you look at the image here, to me this is quite misleading because it does show, you might not be able to see it very well there, it does show the gathering, like to keep the gathering, but for me the image of that sleeve doesn't make it symmetrical. It looks like a not symmetrical sleeve. So then I thought, was there a left and a right? Because there is the two little back notches on each piece, which obviously goes to the back. And I used that. I actually used it and then thought, are my sleeves the wrong way around? At which point I'd stitched and overlocked them in. I did unpick the tops of the sleeves, of both sleeves, a couple of times and tried to reset them. So that is something that I want to look at on my next one. Also with the sleeves, now they're finished, I don't think the sleeve is long enough. So it does have a little casing on the wrist to put your elastic in, which I'll show you, which I think is a lovely detail. But for me, the sleeve isn't long enough. So when you then sit down and you start moving your arms about, the sleeves are coming like up your arm, and I'm not keen on that, so I'll need to lengthen the sleeves as well. There was another bit of the pattern that obviously I hadn't, because I'd left the pockets out. The pattern piece, I might not be able to show you this bit. So where you put the pockets in, there's this bit here that, so the pattern piece is cut away slightly at the front, so you can see that pocket bag behind. So I'd obviously cut this front piece out, which was now had two sort of slices out of it. So I had to cut a very small slither of fabric and sew it on, so like a fake pocket, so that I could marry up the two side seams of the skirt properly. So by leaving things out because I didn't have enough fabric, I did cause myself some problems, I'm not gonna lie. Again, as I say, I left the ruffle off. I did like the construction of the casing for the drawstring. I think that looks really professional. It's not something I've done that way before, so the casing is a completely separate piece that you then attach to the skirt sort of upside down, and then it goes onto your bodice, and it's hard to explain, but I do really like that. So this is my finished Davenport, and I made it in this Liberty fabric, and it's called the 12 Days of Christmas. You may have seen me show this before. I'll try and show it using the skirt so you can actually see the detail. So you can see there you've got two turtle doves, you've got Nine Lords Are Leaping, Drummers Drumming, Partridge in a Pear Tree there, the top, there's the Partridge in the Pear Tree, Swans Are Swimming, and it's just lovely. It's a cotton lawn. So this is the, because it's such a busy fabric, you can't see all the features properly, but this is the elasticated neckline, and then so you just pull it on over your head, and then you've got your two front yokes. These are the sleeves with the casing in. It's got the casing on the waist and then the drawstring, which I've managed to salvage out of some scrap fabric. And if I take it off the hanger, you can probably, you might not be able to see this, I had to piece the back yoke, so you can't see this at all. There's a seam there. I think I did have a picture of that when I was constructing it to show that. But as you can see there, the sleeves have a gathering. But I just thought they were fuller towards the back than they were the front. I don't know. I'll definitely be making it again though. So I do have a couple of fabrics in mind to make another one. I still think I'm going to leave the flutter shoulder detail and the ruffle off though. I'll just pop some pictures in here of me wearing it, and you can see there that there's no ruffle on the bottom of the skirt. It's just a straight skirt, quite a simple looking dress because of this now, but I love it. So I'll just go and grab a couple of fabrics that I think would look lovely in another version of the Davenport. So the first fabric was from a D-stash from Keeley, Voice of a Creative, and it is this green with little white polka dots and flowers on, and I think this is, I think it's just a viscose, but it's really high quality. It's not a crepe. I think it's a viscose twill because it's got that sort of twill detail to the back of it. So I think that's lovely, and I think it's quite a transitional fabric, so that could be worn in the summer or it can be worn in the autumn winter with tights and boots. So that is the first fabric that I'm thinking of. I'm actually looking at next year doing sort of a shop my stash where I literally shop my stash. I'll go and find a pattern and I'll go and find a fabric and marry them up, because I just need to get through some of this gorgeous fabric that I've got. And then the other, so I think I've got 3 meters of the green one, which is more than enough. I only have, do I have 2 meters of this? I think I only have 2 meters of this one, and this I got in the So Much More advent calendar this year, and it is a black, it's a viscose, it's black, and it's got little pink and white flowers on with little green leaves. And again, I think it's a transitional piece. I could make that now and still wear it into the spring really. So I might go ahead and get those 2 cut out in the new year, and try and fathom out what I have done with the sleeve, because it's annoying and I hope it doesn't happen again. But I think at this time of the year, when you are doing lots of sewing, you can sort of not read into things properly, or you're not concentrating enough on what you're meant to be doing. So I'm looking forward to that in the new year, getting all my Christmas stuff out of the way, and then I can just concentrate on garment sewing again. So please subscribe if you don't already. Please give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. If you're just coming in on this video, look back at the one that I did where I showed the 4 possibilities for the Christmas dress. The other fabrics will be coming back along for you to choose for me to make into something else. But until next time, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a very happy new year, and I will see you in 2025. Bye.